In 2023, it was a global phenomenon. In 2026, it's a cautionary tale. Prime Hydration was supposed to be the first creator-led brand to actually take down Gatorade. It reached $1 billion in sales faster than almost any beverage in history. But today, the shelves are quiet, the resellers are gone, and the status symbol of a generation is sitting in landfills. This isn't just a story about a drink that didn't taste good. It's a story of how Logan Paul and KSI accidentally sabotaged their own empire by ignoring the most basic rule of business. You cannot sustain a brand on hype alone. The rise of Prime was built on artificial scarcity. By keeping supply low, Logan and KSI created a frenzy that turned children into black market scalpers. But that strategy had a shelf life. As we moved into 2024, Prime made a fatal pivot. They flooded the market. They signed massive manufacturing contracts to hit 90,000 retail locations before they actually knew if people wanted to keep drinking it. The result? A catastrophic collapse in demand. In the UK alone, sales plummeted by 70% year over year. Profits that once sat in the hundreds of millions shriveled to almost nothing. The hype wasn't just fading, it was being crushed under the weight of its own overproduction. But the financial crash was only the beginning. The real damage to the brand's soul came from the courtroom. Since 2024, Prime has been drowning in class action lawsuits. The most damaging allegation involves forever chemicals, specifically PFAS, allegedly found in the grape flavor. These synthetic chemicals are linked to liver damage and developmental issues in children, the very audience Prime was marketed to. While the company moved to dismiss these claims, the narrative had already shifted. Prime wasn't the healthy alternative anymore. It was being recalled in Canada for illegal caffeine levels and banned in schools from Australia to Denmark. The trust was gone, and on the internet, trust is the only currency that matters. Now, in March 2026, we are seeing the final stage of the fallout. Major retailers are pulling the product to make room for legacy brands that actually move units. Logan Paul has tried to pivot with Prime Ice and behind-the-scenes factory tours, but the cool factor is dead. Gen Alpha has already moved on to the next viral sensation, leaving behind mountains of unsold plastic that will take centuries to decompose. Logan and KSI will survive. They've already cashed out. But Prime stands as a permanent monument to the influencer era of business. It proved that you can buy attention, but you can't buy loyalty. And in the world of consumer goods, if people don't come back for a second sip, you don't have a business. You just have a very expensive memory. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more deep dives into the rise and fall of the internet's biggest brands, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm covering the stories the creators don't want you to hear. I'll see you in the next one.